approximately 86,000 comments already about this guy in the chat panel, Khvicha. And you know the story. David Ornstein comes out, Paul Joyce backs it up. And then yesterday, Antonio Conte says, yes, he has asked to leave. Now, I know you've tweeted about this, saying you don't expect him to make a move for us in January. People are desperate for us to step in because this is an elite left winger that we're talking about as well. Are your hopes pretty minimal with this from what you know?
So look, David Ornstein and Paul Joyce, we know, are the absolute tier ones when it comes to Liverpool news, and both amazing, brilliant professionals and journalists, right? They don't put out pieces until it's very, very well sourced by at least one source. We know how they operate. And so for them to suggest that we are monitoring the situation was absolutely 100% true. And people always say, do you know, one of the funniest things on social media is because I didn't know about it until they put it out. And then I ask people that I speak to on a regular, and they said, it's true. We have made an inquiry. So that's how things work. When you go back and you ask people and say, Ornstein and Joyce have just put this out. Is there any truth behind it from what you know? And the guys that I speak to said, yes, we made an inquiry. So we are monitoring it. But then I was told by the same people that we're very unlikely to follow it up in January. And I put that out there. But again, there's conflicting stories and interests because, again, someone very close to Anfield Index, very close, very well known to Anfield Index, I can't reveal the name for his own, says we absolutely are still in the picture for him. I said, oh, okay. He said, I just saw your tweet and I just wanted to let you know that we are still in the picture. I said, amazing. I hope my source is completely wrong. I love it because I would love nothing but to be in the picture for this fella. Yeah. I love him, Dave. I think he's too. I think, again, we've done a massive show. If people haven't checked it out, go and check out my channel on Football Carnage. We done a brilliant show with an Italian journalist and Ben Bosak, who you guys will know, and all the noise and rumor at the moment is that he's close to PSG. He's agreed personal terms, but that PSG are having issues raising the fee for him. We know De Laurentiis of Napoli is probably the hardest man to deal with in world football, and he wants minimum of, I think it was 80 million euros, which is about 60 million pounds, something like that. Now, the rumors and stories coming out are that it was, PSG are struggling to raise that, which gives you hope that Liverpool are able to raise that. I was also led to believe, people I know hate that language and terminology, but I was also told that if Liverpool came in for him, he would choose Liverpool. Like, he actually would love to play for Liverpool, but that we need to be positive and quick in our movement. So let's see. That's where he's at. I don't hold your breath, Douglas says. And look, that's me personally. But as I said, I could be wrong. It won't be the first time I'm wrong. And I'll take you on the chin. I've been told that we won't pursue it this January. But things change. And hopefully it does. And the guy that's known very well to Anfield Index, and if it comes out, we'll mention his name. He said, don't mention my name, so I won't. Suggests that we are still in the picture. So look, it's one of those ones where we just don't know, because even Ornstein and Joyce have gone quiet, haven't they, since that original article and pieces. Fabrizio Romano seems to be the most vocal about this, and he seems to suggest, and Matteo Moretto from the Italian journalist, who you'd think would have good links, who's actually a very good journalist, seems to think that PSG are edging very, very close to this deal. But as we've seen before, Dave, in the cases of Gakpo, in the cases of Luis Diaz, we know if we sweep in, then things can get done very, very quickly, because we still have a major pull over the likes of PSG.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And listen, we can all have predictions. We're all happy to be wrong if elite players end up at our football club. We have no problem with that at all. And the other thing I think people are just missing, both Ornstein and Joyce are quite clear in their articles, people, that if there is any chance of this happening, one of the senior forwards will have to leave. So there's quite a few dominoes to fall into place. We will have to see what happens. The only final thing I want to ask you about the January window is I think there seems to be some confusion, Grizz, because I keep hearing people saying, and I think maybe just to clarify, it is not good PR for the club to be linked with players and then not get them. That's the opposite of good PR, isn't it? Realistically, it's not a good look.
Yeah, look, I'm baffled, Dave. I'm absolutely baffled with these theories amongst Twitter. I get the frustration. I even get parts of the outrage. I don't completely get the outrage, and I'm not an advocate of just being outraged all the time. But I get the frustration. And me and you get frustrated when we speak about it in private, like, oh gosh, I hope we do something or whatever. But to suggest that this is PR makes no sense, because I am very, very limited in terms of my vocabulary and knowing what terms and words mean. But guys, what does PR actually mean according to you guys? What does PR actually mean when you check up PR in the Oxford and Cambridge dictionary? PR is supposed to be positive PR. Which company, which establishment would put out bad PR for their establishment and said company? It makes absolute zero sense to put a story out there that is fake, that won't happen, and you continue to be seen as not overcoming or sort of pursuing that story and being successful in the said story. That is not good PR. That makes zero sense for any establishment or said company. So I don't get that aspect. Not once did Joyce or Ornstein say we will bid for him or we are favorites for him. We just said we are interested in him. And of course we have interested in him, and we are interested in him, or we may have been interested in him. But look, sometimes deals are maybe further down the line, or sometimes, like you said, we can't shift one of our own right now. So many aspects of in play. I'm just reading a report from a very known journalist in France who suggests that should indeed sign for PSG next week, 65 million euros plus bonuses, total package of 80 million euros. And this is again another reliable French journalist. He's not sort of one that's just on Twitter making up rumors day and night. So look, maybe my source was correct for once. He said we won't be pursuing it. But as I said, it's not something to be outraged all the time about, and certainly it's not PR. They didn't just put it out there just to sort of, I don't know what the theory is suggesting. Are they suggesting that to distract people from the contracts? Well, no, because the contracts are not resolved yet. How can you distract from the contracts? The contracts are staring at us in the face. We have three of the greatest players Liverpool have of the last decade or forever. That contracts are not resolved as of yet. So it's not a distraction, because that will always be there. I don't understand it myself.
No, I don't. And for all the talk about players coming in, contracts, we want our elite three signed up. That is the priority. And even more important, Grizz, in the short term, we mentioned it,